What was the most unexpected thing that has ever happened for you in a session? So, am I allowed to share more than one? So the first one was I had a gentleman regress, and he was in a war zone. So he was exploring a war scene, and all of a sudden he started speaking Aramaic. He didn't know any other language but English. And that really shocked me because he was a priest in his life. And as he was experiencing the scene as a priest, he started praying. And all of a sudden, he just started blurting out all these Aramaic phrases as he was praying. And throughout the session, we were able to explore what these phrases mean. So he was a somnambulist. When he came out of the session, he wasn't able to remember any of it. But it wasn't the first time this has happened to him. So that is the first one. The second one is I had a gentleman and we were exploring the new earth and the events. So as we were going into the Mayans and how they had a transportation device, all of a sudden the gentleman said, the client said, I can't say anymore. I have to stop. As a practitioner, I inquired and I asked additional questions and tried to get the information out of him. But no, I'm not allowed to say anymore. So I thought that's fine. We'll explore that after he's come out of the session to find out what has happened. It ended that I had to review the session, and only after reviewing the session, there was an EVP exactly when he said, I need to stop. Couldn't make out the voice. It sounded like it was in a funny language. And as soon as he heard this instruction from wherever, who knows where this voice came from, he just stopped. He knew he couldn't say anymore. So it's a sign that the information is always there to be accessed, and there's always a gatekeeper ensuring that we get the right information and not share too much when we're the clients. So fascinating electronic voice phenomena, and that's known as an EVP, and you normally hear that when ghostly voices appear on digital recordings. So that was a very, very fascinating experience as well for the client. And the last one I'd like to share, if I may, is recently I had a client, an online session. This was an online session. And all of a sudden, as we were going through the hypnosis, a mist started to appear. And this mist started to become denser and thicker. And I was able to not see the client as clearly as I used to in the beginning. And I thought, is there a fire? Do I need to be concerned? And I'm trying to look for reflections. And I thought, no, everything's fine. If there was a fire, she would have smelled it and she would have woken up. And all of a sudden, the smoke started to obtain color, and they were like circles, about 6 of them. And they were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And all of them were on one side of the screen. The client was this way. And like a sun, it was almost as if there was rays going onto the client as she was telling her story, as she was connecting to source, asking for healing. It was extraordinary. And as the session came to an end, the mist or this fog became lighter and lighter again and just disappeared. And when she came out of hypnosis, she was as clear as day, as if there was nothing there. I am so happy that I was able to visually record all of this. So that is my 3 most unexpected things that has ever happened to me in a session.